finally, and this is all because of the British government.
Okay,
Yeah,
a perfectly
thank you.
timed presentation. Well done, guys. Okay, we're going to pass it over to India. This is Saad, Ben, and Eric. You guys have the floor.
Present it now.
3 minutes.
All right.
Who's sharing it in?
Me.
Ben, go for it, buddy.
How do you do this? All right.
Okay, and then we'll cast our votes.
No.
Is it working?
Hey, do you want to share? Yeah. Okay. What do you mean you can't share?
Share screen. In the present now mode, did you see it there, Ben?
Yeah, hold on.
Is it working for you, buddy?
There's a share button on the right.
Yeah, I know.
What's happening?
One sec, patient. Very impatient group member. Eric is excited to present.
No, I'm not.
Does anyone else, Saad, do you have access to the presentation?
Okay,
Saad,
I
you shared
legitimately
the-
can't share it.
Okay, that's okay. Saad, do you have access to the presentation, buddy?
Yeah, I'll share it.
Okay, go ahead, Saad. Thank you. That's okay, Ben. Don't worry, buddy. No big deal.
Such a meme.
Don't worry. The time hasn't started yet. There
You
we
can see
go.
my screen now, right?
Yeah,
Let's
you're
go.
good, Saad. Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's our poster.
Okay.
Okay.
We made a slogan called "Britain, the real enemy" for Indians.
Okay, so what do we have, guys?
Okay, so how and why was India colonized? India was colonized by Britain in the 1800s. They were colonized mainly because they had vulnerable defenses and resources. So this made them more prone to Britain, and Britain impacted India negatively in a variety of ways, including politically, socially, economically, and religiously.
Okay.
All right. So, for religion, the British banned having difference of religions in India, which led to them pushing their religion of Christianity onto the population of India. And then for the economy, the British bled India dry, exploiting the Indian natural resources like spices, market, and labor. And then finally, we have high taxation, which under the British rule, Indians were given higher taxation. This made it extremely hard for poor workers of India to pay their wages.
Thank you, Ben.
Okay. Yeah, so Britain actually also impacted the political and social life of Indians. For example, politically, what they have done is so they have divided Indians into two groups called
Okay.
Hindus and Muslims. And they said that they will never peacefully be together. And in
Okay.
social life, Indians were mistreated by English people. They would earn no respect from them. They would be like loads of Indians would die from disease and would be attending to wars and would
Okay.
die with like no rewards and a disruption of harmony. So what they have done this like politically with a tactic. So what British have done is when they have divided Hindus and Muslims, the Indians would fight one another, and the British would use this policy called divide and rule, and
Okay.
just take control of the country one by one.
Thank you, Eric. You guys have 30 seconds left. Is there anything else you want to add for your opening statement?
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll open it up for 5 minutes. Remember to raise your hand if you have a point. I think I see Juan's hand up first. The debate is open. Juan, give it a shot.
Yeah. So with the all the cultural things, like how they took from it culturally, I think like the British people were doing, like sure their intentions weren't always good. They wanted the resources, that's important, but the Indians were still able to profit from it because they created infrastructure, they created law systems that they still use today. And once they were modernized, like to benefit all the people in India, India is much better off today. They're miles ahead because of what the British brought to India.
Thank you, Juan. Good point. I see Saad with a hand up. Eric, remember Eric? Yep. Eric,
Yeah,
just
okay,
one
so-
sec, Saad. Saad, one sec, buddy. Eric, just remember, if you have a point, just to go orderly, I need you to raise your hand so I know you want to go. So I'll go Saad,
this?
then Eric. Okay? That's right, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Saad first.
One of the things Claude talked about in his opening statement is how the British kept Indians safe. Well, one thing that was majorly impacted by Britain was a disruption of harmony, and the British divided Indians into Hindus and Muslims, and that's a big problem today.
Thank you, Saad.
Yeah.
Eric, go ahead, buddy. You have the floor.
Yeah, and also when Britain had left India alone, the
Mhm.
Indians were disrupted. They had nothing at all. They had no rules, anything, and there were crises all over India after when Britain left. So yeah.
Thanks, Eric. Yasmin will go next, and then Ayan.
Yeah, overall, long term, India was impacted positively by this colonization because things like education now are such a big, well, they've always been so important, but without Britain colonizing India, they would not be the same.
Okay.
And also, they brought new technologies such as the railway development, and that also increased trading throughout India.
Yasmin. Thank you. Ayan.
What Saad said about disrupting harmony, their harmony might have been disrupted anyway, and because of the British alliance, the Brits did protect the Indians from, for example, the Nazis, because World War II was going on, I think. And so, like, in the end, they were always allies. So even if they did hurt themselves, they weren't getting impacted from the outer world. And respect, some people don't even respect each other today, so it's not really that big of a deal long term. Yeah.
Thanks, Ayan. Good points here, guys. Juan, you have the floor.
And you said that they like left them with nothing, but that's not true. And what the British left, they left different sports. They created so many new things for the British to use, and a lot of the tourism spots in India that benefit the economy greatly now were all brought in by the British. They brought new ways of architecture and stuff like that. So, like, really, what the British did is they made India like more accessible to the rest of the world and able to benefit from it.
Okay.
But they
Yasmin, but I want to give a chance to Eric for the other group first, for India to sort of rebut here. Eric, go ahead.
But why did they take control over India is because of their resources and everything. They just used them. And I said
Yeah.
When they have attended to war, when British took over, they told Indians to fight their war for them. But when Indians fought the war, they got nothing from them back. They did
That's
not
not
get
true.
any rewards or
Juan, buddy, we got to go early, buddy.
no respect.
Eric, finish up. Okay, good points, Eric. We're going to go Ben, I saw, and then Juan. Ben, then Yasmin, then Juan.
All right. So for me, I feel like the Indians would have been more economically stable if like the British didn't come over because like I mean they were already like their economy was still good with all the spices and stuff like that, and also like their markets and people coming in from different countries and buying and selling. So I mean that's just a point that I had to put.
Okay, thanks, Ben. We'll go Yasmin, and then I'll give the last word to Juan for this debate.
Yeah, also, British imperialism also established democracy and modern laws, which over time created fair laws that India could use for their benefit in the future that helped them grow over time. Also, talking about what Juan said about the modernization and different technologies, Britain also brought, fun fact, not a lot of people know this, they also brought the sport cricket. And now when you think of India as a sports, you think of the word cricket and what it is today and how much they have gained from it, all the different sporting events from cricket and all the different things. So, yeah.
Thank you, Yasmin. And as promised, I'll give the last word to Juan. He's been patient. He wasn't patient, but he's patient. Then he was patient.
And with
Go ahead, Juan.
they gained nothing from the war, like and they were treated wrong. No, like there's a lot of evidence of like diary entries and stuff like that of Indian people saying they were treated fairly, like they were treated just as the other ones were. They were all like comrades in the war and working together to stop the Nazis. And when they won like money for it, they won medals and stuff like that. And what with Ben said, that they had resources. They did have resources. They had a lot of them, but they had no social infrastructure. And what the British did is they helped them create like ties between different people and help them distribute their goods, which British have like heavily profited from, but so did a lot of India.
Okay, guys, I think we should give this group a round of applause. That was an excellent debate. Well done. Well done. Well done. I can't hear you. We can see silent like golf clapping. Well done. Can you hear me clap? Two good groups. I think you have some tough decisions to make. That became a complex debate. Again, we went into short-term versus long-term effects, which is very interesting. But what we're going to do, we'll see if we have a winner here this time. Okay, I'll share you guys in. Okay, we have, I'll give you 2 minutes. Everyone can see that okay? Cast your vote, go to the website, put in my fun music. Okay, India's out too quickly. Not a close race again here. Very nice. I think we have another close one here, guys. Okay. Let's play that song again. It's too much fun. Okay, looks like about half of us have voted. Hopefully the website's working for everyone. India's still in the lead, but it's close. Okay, anyone else still voting? Looks like it. Okay. Okay, we'll leave this one open for just a minute. I'll come back to this in a second. I just want to show you guys something really quickly. I'll leave this one active for just a minute, and I'll come back to it in 1 sec. Everyone can still see my screen? Can you guys still see okay or no? Is it still sharing?
We can't see your screen.
Let me see here, guys. 1 second. So what we're going to do, I'm going to mention briefly, these debates have been excellent, guys. The last group, which will be Britain versus Kenya, it looks like we won't have enough time. So what we're going to do is that group will go at the beginning of class on Thursday. Okay, so we'll have 2 quick things to wrap up so we can try to pull together these ideas that we've gone through. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to very quickly share us into a Padlet here. And this is your chance very quickly. This does not have to be a full paragraph like last time. This can just be a quick 1 or 2 sentence post using one example. What do you think were positive or negative effects of imperialism? And you can cite any of the examples: France, Great Britain, Egypt. You can even do the ones with Kenya that we haven't gotten to yet. Okay, I'll give you guys, let's take a few minutes to do that, and then I'll explain the homework assignment for today. Okay, give it a shot, guys. Some really great points, you guys. I was very impressed. Okay, come back to the debate. It looks like I see India has won this debate. Close one. Close one.
Sorry.
Well done. So you guys can go ahead, make a quick post, and I'll explain the Google form in just 1 second, guys. Okay, I'll give you 3 minutes here. Any questions about, did anyone have a question actually while I still have you about the Google form itself before I post it? It's pretty clear to everyone?
Yeah, like any time tonight.
Leah, go ahead, sorry.
Can it be due like at any time tonight?
I'm going to make it due. I'll post it at 5 p.m. today. Okay. Now, of course, that the exception will be made for the groups that have to go Thursday, which is Great Britain versus Kenya. So I'll just reemphasize a couple things as you're making your points there, guys. Actually, let me give you 2 minutes. You go ahead. I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay. See Nadine with a nice point. Looks good.
So do we make sentences or can we put bullet points?
Bullet point is fine for this one. Bullet point's just fine. Nadine with a very long point. Very nice. Yeah, let me share us in here, guys. Okay. A lot of great examples here, guys. You're very well prepared for today. Thanks for that. Okay, so if you take a look, feel free to add comments on one another's posts if you like. Okay, some of them are still shaping up here. Negative impacts, positive impacts. Economic is a major one, absolutely. Collapse of the economy on the other side from Moscow, very interesting point. Okay, it's interesting how 1 point like the economy can be seen as both positive and negative. Guys, there's some great points here, okay? So I'm going to encourage you guys. I'll give you 1 more minute here, actually. Some quick ones. Let's read over some of these.
Mining.
Sorry, Ozan?
I have a question about your mining.
Please do. Yes, go ahead. Here, I'll stop sharing. Go ahead.
can we learn what we got today so we can decide if we want to use this as a minor?
Yes, so the way it'll work, okay, this is the way it's going to work, guys. Let me share us in here. Okay, let me share us in. Do you mean you want to find out how I think you did?
Yeah.
How about we'll do this? That's a really great question. So let me just reemphasize what we're doing because we had a couple people pop in late. Okay, so first thing I want to highlight is if you go to this post right here, which was just posted a few minutes ago, okay, you'll see two, oh, that's not it. You will see two. It looks like, oh, by the way, sorry, it looks like we had a tight race. A couple people, maybe the voting didn't work. India by a very narrow margin. All the votes are very close today, guys. So if we take a look here, a reminder, you will select either, and I'm recording this conversation, so I'll be watching it again, watching the debate. Following these criteria, would you like me to assess your debate, or were you maybe not happy with how things turned out and some of your arguments you'd rather verbalize in written form? That is perfectly okay. Okay, so what you need to do is look at these two rubrics. I'll select one or the other. The Google form is posted already. Okay.
What is this project?
Of this minor. So you need to submit this Google form by 5 p.m. this evening. Okay, 5 p.m. this evening. So you need to enter your name, your email, and you will select right here. Do you want me to grade your debate, or would you rather articulate yourself in written format? And if you choose that, here's the question. Similar to what we did with the Industrial Revolution, using two specific pieces of evidence. It can be ones you've learned today, it can be from a different group, or it can be from your own group. Write a 6 to 8 sentence peel paragraph on the following question: were the effects of imperialism positive or negative? So what I'll ask Ozan, it's a very important question actually. First of all, are there any questions about that form?
Sorry, what if we didn't present yet?
So if you didn't present, sorry, it's kind of breaking up a bit. If you haven't presented, which is a group from Kenya, your deadline will be on Thursday. That's fine. So Ozgu, your group, and the British group, which is Aline, Urim, and who else was it? Who's in that group? Lilia, you guys can hold off for Thursday. That's no problem. I don't want to rush the debate because there's some great points. So you can wait. Your deadline will be Thursday. Ozan has a great question. My advice to you is going to be, if you want my feedback on how I think you did and whether or not you would like to count the debate or a written score, send me an email and I can give you a quick feedback of how I think you did, and you can decide whether or not you'd rather articulate yourself through a peel paragraph. Does that make sense, Ozan? Okay. To be honest, there's a lot of great points. I think there's some people who might want to articulate themselves. We've been doing peel paragraphs all year, and I know that there's a lot of strong writers here. I'm going to leave it up to you as to whether or not you're confident in your debate skills from today. And I think there was actually a lot of really impressive results. Okay. So let's go share us back in really quickly. Look at our Padlet again. And again, some of these ideas from Padlet, you might want to give a look over as it fills out, because I think we're going to have a lot of really good arguments which you might want to integrate. Now, just a reminder about your peeled paragraph. If we say, for example, Saad's point here, which is a good one. One major negative effect of imperialism is that more modern countries took control and exploited resources of weak and less powerful countries. It's a wonderful point, but just a reminder for the peeled paragraphs, you need to provide a specific piece of evidence in order to get full marks for the evidence portion of the rubric. Okay, so that needs to be a specific country you can mention. You can cite an example of a website or a quote from someone. So this would count as your point, but it would not count as your evidence. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay. Are there any questions before I let you go, you guys? Guys, that was our first online debate, and I think it went very well. Very impressive effort from everyone. Some really good points, you guys. Okay, so you can now go to the Google form, decide what you want to do, and you have 5 p.m. today. Enter your answer. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Good job, you guys. Well done.